Payment Facilitator or Payfac registration has been an attractive option for software companies looking to monetize their platforms by offering integrated payment services to their customers. However, the costs, the complexities, and risks associated with becoming a Payfac can be daunting. In this video, we'll provide a detailed breakdown of the costs and considerations for software companies exploring payment facilitation registration. We'll also discuss alternative strategies that can yield similar economic benefits without the burdens of Payfac registration. Payment volume threshold for Payfac registration. For software companies considering Payfac registration, a crucial question is, how much payment volume does your portfolio of customers need to process to make it economically viable? While there's no definitive answer, industry experts suggest that a minimum of $100 million in annual payment processing volume is necessary to justify the costs and complexities of payment facilitation registration. Smaller volumes may not provide the sufficient returns on investment, given the expenses involved in becoming a Payfac. Costs of Payfac registration. Becoming a Payfac requires significant upfront costs and ongoing costs, including application and registration fees. The initial application fee can range anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000, while the ongoing annual registration fees can be between $5,000 and $10,000. Next is underwriting and compliance. Payfacs must perform extensive underwriting and adhere to strict compliance requirements. This involves investing in risk management systems, due diligence processes, and other compliance tools, which can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Next is integration and development. Payfacs need to develop and maintain the technology infrastructure necessary to manage the entire payment process. This can be a substantial investment, depending on the complexity of the platform and required features. Development costs can range anywhere from $50,000 to $400,000, depending on the scope of the project. Next up is legal costs. Navigating the legal landscape of Payfac registration requires hiring experienced attorneys to draft contracts, review agreements, and ensure compliance with various regulations. Legal costs can range anywhere from $20,000 to $200,000, depending on the complexity of your business and the legal expertise required. Next up is PCI compliance audits and costs. Payfacs must adhere to the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, PCI DSS, which includes regular audits to ensure compliance. PCI compliance audits can be costly, between anywhere from $5,000 and $50,000 per year, depending on the size and complexity of your payment operations. Next up is operational expenses. Aside from registration costs, Payfacs must also manage ongoing operational expenses, such as headcount. Building and maintaining a payments infrastructure requires specialized staff, including compliance experts, risk managers, developers, and customer support personnel. The cost of these roles can add up quickly, especially when considering salaries, benefits, and office space. Annual costs for a small to medium-sized team can range anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. Next up is technologies. Payfacs need to invest in advanced technologies for fraud prevention, data security, and transaction monitoring. These systems often have high licensing fees and ongoing maintenance costs. Annual technology costs can range from $25,000 to $100,000, depending on the solutions implemented. Next up is services. To stay compliant with regulatory requirements, Payfacs must engage in third-party services for audits, assessments, and reporting. These professional services can also be expensive, with costs ranging anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 per year. Next is reserve requirements. Payment processors and card networks may require Payfacs to maintain a reserve account to cover any potential losses due to chargebacks or fraud. The reserve requirements can vary, but typically range anywhere from 5 to 10% of your monthly payment processing volume, which can represent a significant capital commitment. For example, if your monthly processing volume is $5 million, you may need to retain a reserve of $250,000 to $500,000. Next is insurance. Payfacs must obtain various types of insurance to cover potential risks such as errors and omissions, cyber liability, and crime coverage. Insurance costs can range anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 per year, depending on the coverage levels and specific risks associated with your business. Next, let's address alternatives to Payfac registration. Given the financial and operational challenges of Payfac registration, many software companies are exploring alternative ways to monetize their platforms and offer integrated payment services. First is payment partnerships. By partnering with an established payment processor or ISO, software companies can leverage their partners' infrastructure and expertise while still offering seamless payment services to their customers. This approach allows companies to avoid the costs and complexities of Payfac registration while still enjoying a revenue share from the transactions processed through their platform. Next are payment aggregators. Software companies can also work with payment aggregators, which are pre-registered Payfacs that enable businesses to accept payments without direct registration. This approach reduces the burdens of compliance and underwriting as the aggregator takes on the responsibilities in exchange. Software companies then share a portion of their transaction fees with the aggregator. Next up is white label payment solutions. Another option is to utilize white label payment processing solutions that provide a fully customizable payment processing platform without the need for Payfac registration. These solutions enable software companies to offer a branded payment service experience without the upfront ongoing costs associated with Payfac registration. While becoming a payment facilitator can seem like an attractive option for software companies, the costs, the complexities, and the risks involved often outweigh the benefits for most. For most businesses, exploring alternative strategies such as payment partnerships, working with a payment aggregator, or adopting white label payment solutions can yield the same desired economic benefits without the burdens of Payfac registration. By carefully evaluating your company's payment processing needs and potential return on investment, you can make an informed decision that best serves your business's goals and your customers' needs. In summary, the costs and complexities of becoming a payment facilitator can be substantial, with total expenses potentially reaching several $100,000 up to millions in upfront and ongoing costs. For many software companies, alternative solutions such as payment partnerships, payment aggregators, or white label payment platforms can provide similar benefits without the high costs and risk associated with registration. It is essential for software companies to carefully consider their payment processing needs and evaluate the potential return on investment before making a decision on the best path forward. For more tips, insights, and ideas to enhance your embedded payment strategy, visit us at next.io.